In 2012, I was diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma. That's this type of skin cancer, and it was on my tongue. It was persistent, and it was painful, didn't diminish. My doctor suggested that I go to a specialist. He examined me. He said, we should probably do a biopsy. Had the biopsy, left the building, walked out to my car with my husband, and I looked at my husband, and I just kind of got teary-eyed. And he took my hand, and he said, you know, we're going to get through this. We're in this together. So had a return visit about a week later, and he said, it was what I suspected, is cancer. He said, first we could do a chemo radiation. And so he said my preferred treatment would be surgery. I thought, well, gosh, I'm going to have to pray about this definitely and talk with my family. And he said, well, don't wait too long, this is aggressive. So after some prayer, I just decided I'm going to have the surgery. And so called the doctor the next day, made the appointment, went through the surgery. Everything went fine, went back for my scheduled visit, and the margins were clear, everything was good on the tongue. So great prognosis. I was cancer-free in 2012. Fast forward a little bit later to the spring, I got a cold. Went back to my ENT, and he said, you know, we're going to have to do this biopsy thing again. To return to my appointment the following week, the night before, I woke up, and I heard God's Spirit whisper to me in my spirit, and he said, it's back. And I said, really? I said, what do you want me to do, God? And he said, in his precious, kind voice, he said, trust me. And so the next day I went back to the doctor, and he confirmed what God had already told me. They scheduled me for 7 weeks of chemotherapy. They told me it was the strongest chemo that they make. It was the most difficult thing I had ever experienced in my life. So fast forward to the spring, went for the big PET scan after all of the treatment. My PET scan was clear. 2014 till now, I am considered in remission. You know, I would have never asked for cancer, but I can honestly tell you I am thankful for what I've gone through, because I've seen the hand of God. I've seen his people. I've had so many opportunities to talk to people that have had cancer and to encourage them and to pray for them. But most of all, what I've learned through all of this is to pray for the relationship with the Lord. Everything else can happen to you, but if you don't have a relationship with the Lord, how do people get through stuff like this? Well, I can't say it's been easy, because it hasn't. There were many, many days I wanted to say, I'm done. When I look back, that's where I see him carrying me. And it may have been through a friend that called. It may have been through someone that sent me a card in the mail. It may have been a meal that was brought over. But many of those things happened, honestly. I have an amazing army of friends, of praying friends and family and church. And God just does that. It's amazing.